Steph and Heather, and we are here today to do our podcast Real and Raw. And what we're talking about today is our own personal spiritual awakenings, our journeys. Did I say our
like a seal.
our journeys?
I'm gonna put a fucking ball on your nose.
Yeah,
So you can
thank you.
just
I'll do it. Yeah.
balance
Okay.
it.
No, we all were talking about our journeys. All right. So I first had what I consider a spiritual awakening, 2010. Now, our situations are much different. So when I had mine, it was like this full force, like steamrolled, had no idea what the hell was happening, thought I was losing my fucking mind.
How old were you in 2010?
Okay, that's a good question. That was how my math is not so good here. What is it? We're 2020. That's 15 years. Yeah. So right now I'm 48. I'm 48. Oh, did I fuck up the math
that's
again?
Fine. I don't want to go back to COVID, girl.
No.
2020.
Oh, okay. 2025.
Yeah.
Okay, so 15 years ago. So whatever 15 minus, that's
Okay,
33. Oh, it's like Jesus.
Oh,
I was
nice,
Jesus's age.
That's a great masonry number, 33.
Oh, well, there we
33.
go.
Well, that could be why you had it at that age.
I don't know, but I will tell you this. When I was just talking to Heather, she said, well, hers was a little less, it was just sort of eased her in. Me, I was dropped full on, felt like I was in a video game with no weapons and, just running for my life, trying to even figure out if I was sane. Like, it was the dark
Was it a
night.
moment?
Oh,
Was it a
no, there were
moment, or
many
was
moments
a-
in it.
Okay, so it wasn't just like,
Okay, so what happened was there's usually,
Give me
I
a
shouldn't say
moment.
usually, but there's a catalyst for many of us.
Yeah.
That happens and then it sort of spirals in, right? So my catalyst was in late 2008, I was separated. And I didn't get divorced for several years. We split up, but we just didn't do the paperwork.
Yeah.
Whatever.
yeah.
Okay, so my ex-husband, I did this I said to him finally, like, look, this isn't working. We'd gone to it doesn't matter. But as soon as I said, I'm done, we can't do this again, 3 weeks later, my ex-husband lost his job. Then he lost his dad. And so the financial
Viral.
Yes, the financial market crashed. Do you remember that?
2008.
Yeah,
around
2009,
then?
whatever. Yeah. So here I go. Ex-husband, we're getting a divorce. I was a stay-at-home mom. So he loses his job. The market crashes, right? And now I'm like, oh shit. And I'm a girl who hasn't worked. And all of a sudden, so I decided to go to massage therapy school, okay? Because I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. I used to do makeup, dabbled in that. But I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I knew I wanted to be with my kids and make their schedule, like work around their schedule,
Flexible
essentially. Yes,
and
yes.
Create your own schedule.
Correct. So I go to massage therapy school. Never did one fucking massage in my life, honestly. Never did one. But I think the way that I believe the universe, God, the universe, there's so many words that we can put into that place, right? That energy, that life force, right? But I believe it had another thing for me at massage therapy school. So I learned Reiki.
I think the fact that you wanted to help people and make them relax and feel better, just bring that type of, kind of relief to people says a lot.
Well, thank
when
you.
you choose that, I'm
Right.
choosing
Well-
massage therapy over. I'm gonna go.
Well, it was really, I'll be honest, okay, because it was really the schedule I liked, and I wanted to work for myself, and I'm a hands-on person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but in this program, there's a modality called Reiki, and I remember, and that's an energy, it's an energy healing practice. Okay. I rolled my fucking eyes. I was like, what the hell is this
Yes,
bullshit?
yes,
Okay. Thought of that. Yeah. Because I'm a skeptic and I think people need to be skeptical, right?
That's how you learn.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think if you go in gullible, believe in everything, that you're going to get taken advantage of, and life is going to be you're going to be life's bitch.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh God.
yeah, I wasn't going to do that. So I'm like, what? I thought energy was a light source, like a switch. Honestly, I had no idea what that really meant. So I have this massage. Well, just not even massage. We have to practice in order to pass this class. This girl works on me. Now it's no real massaging. It's just like hovering, or maybe you put your hands in a spot, but it's really you're not kneading the skin. I got off that table and I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yep.
I wasn't seeing like, images or anything, but I'd never felt that kind of peace before. And then I started to do it for other people. So that opens.
Was it something you felt through your whole body, or just like mind?
It was the entire body. I felt peaceful.
Okay.
And I just couldn't understand why. I'm sure I was anxious before, but something shifted massively in me just from being there. And I think she was only doing it for like 30 minutes or something. It was the first time she'd ever done it. So then I start to do it.
Her first time.
Yeah. So we were we were students, and we
okay.
were working on each other.
Got
That's
it.
how we got to pass that class. Yeah. Okay. So I start doing this. I need to get some volunteers, some friends of mine. So I'm asking anyone and every mom, and I'm like, they're like, what is it? I go, I don't fucking know. I'm going to put my hands on you. No idea what we're doing here. Okay.
Yeah.
So then stuff started to happen on that table, and people were like, what just happened to me? I'm like, I don't know. I fucking have no idea what I'm doing.
What do you mean stuff?
Stuff like, so people were getting imagery. So it activates the third eye, right? It activates a lot. It just depends. Like, energy is intuitive. It's going to go where it needs to go. And just because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, I was attuned, and it's running through me regardless if I know what I'm doing.
A medium for it.
Yes. So I started seeing imagery in my own head, and they were seeing imagery, but they were also feeling so much physically. So a lot of people, I have some stories, but that's not, I'll go into those later, but it was magic. That's what was happening. Yeah. And I had no idea. I was like, listen, I swear to God, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm doing. They're like, well, something's happening. So, 15 years later, I go back and go, oh my God, you had no idea. The universe sent you, God, whatever source, whatever you want to call it. But there was even if it's your own higher self, right? Because we all have that God piece in us, that spark. Something got you here. You never wanted to touch another person on that massage. I was like, ew, I don't want to touch anybody.
You know what I'm picturing when you're talking about this kind of stuff? Like some of those movies, like Harry Potter movies, where these young kids, they're untrained, and they get like, it's an imagery of like, they have this ball of like purple fire.
Yes.
And they can't control it yet, but they have the capacity and capability. Right. They just need trained.
Yeah. They're like on and off switch.
But someone new within this community of, high, like skilled people who have these talents, that person, this child has it. But they've got this ball of energy, and it just bounces everywhere because they don't know how to.
They don't know what they're doing. Yeah,
but it's like magic.
It is magic. It is magic. So like, so that piece right there, and unbeknownst to me at the time, because I'm like just kind of freely doing this, no idea what I'm doing, but people are responding in ways. They're saying, I feel so much lighter. My thoughts are clear. I saw my dad, whatever it might be. So it really is across the board.
Wow.
And to not know exactly what I was doing, but I didn't realize I was a conduit.
Yeah.
For whatever that higher source is. I'm just like, okay, it's running through me, right? And it sounded
there's an acceptance.
Yes. Well, I accepted it. I also became attuned, which really shifted my energy. Like, I remember touching, this is back, I don't know why, but we had one of those old school TVs, not a plasma at the time. And so I went to like touch a knob, and it fucking sparked, and my ex-husband.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, my ex-husband says to me, he happened to be in the room, and he was like, what the fuck was that? I go, I don't know. And I didn't attribute it to me being attuned and like
You're
all
Carol
this.
Ann. You're
What?
Carol Ann from Poltergeist.
Oh God, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah.
Did you ever see it?
Yes.
Hi,
Yes.
Carol Ann.
Yes. I know her. Yeah.
We're gonna plug her in.
Gonna plug her on there. So anyway, that sort of started and propelled my my spiritual awakening, which it's still happening, right? I mean, you're always uncovering stuff, but like this was massive.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I started to start doing energy work much more often. And so it was building up this energy in me, and I had no idea. But the whole time, my life is falling apart, right? It's falling apart. So I say to one of my, not a professor, one of the instructors, I was like, look, I got a sugar problem. I need to go somewhere. Can you recommend a place? And he said to me, the Himalayan Institute. And I said, what's that? He's like, well, they teach yoga meditation, and it's not really for sugar, but you only eat healthy there.
Apply to anything, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, following that culture.
Yeah.
I go there, and so on my way there, I had just been hit by a semi truck. My whole car, everything blown out. I had probably $100 to my name. So I was like, well, what do I do? I am going to call this place, and I'm going to see if I can work for free here. So I basically, it wasn't free, but it was partial tuition, whatever.
Sort of like
volunteer.
Yes. Like an intern.
Yeah, so I was like cutting up their fruits and vegetables.
Yeah,
I was doing whatever. Look,
Why
I'm a
not?
hustler.
Why not?
So I just told you I got hit by a semi truck badly. So I'm in this little Red Tomato driving up like to Honesdale, PA, which is 5-6 hours away. And I yelled at God. I was like, I hate you. That day. So I'm driving there. That day, I'm screaming in the car, I hate you. I hate you. And I've never done that. And I said, why would you I'm a good person. Why would you let all these things happen to me? Why is everybody else's life so good?
Yeah.
They're bad. Like there's so many rotten people. Why? What did I do? Why me? Why me? So I was there at one point. Yeah, but like why? And I'd never done that before, but I think my life was so disheveled.
Yeah.
So I'm screaming this, and this is the minute it changed for me. So I'm sitting there crying, acting hysterical. And I said, fine. I'm talking to like God as if he's in the car, probably was. But okay, fine. Fuck it. I don't know what I'm doing. Clearly, I don't have the answers for my life. Mm-hmm. And this is what I said. And I've got chills just saying it now. I said, whatever. And I probably put my hands up, even though going 100 miles an hour. Whatever it is I'm supposed to do in life, I surrender. I don't know what I'm doing. Whatever's meant for me, please bring it, because I am lost. And as soon as I said that, this rush of energy went, I mean, every hair, look at it right now. You see that? Can you go in? Do you see those hairs? I mean, it looks like a mohawk up here, but that moment changed my life. And I stopped crying. The sun came out. And it was like I gave permission to the universe and God, whatever you want to call it, life source, to change my life. Because we are here, and it's a free will planet, right? So that's where I started. And then it just got nuts from there. It really, like, nuts in a way that I felt like I was losing my mind. All these layers of what I had thought existed were kind of being debunked, and you feel really crazy.
It's literally like you're in a movie and the whole scene changes to like a whole other reality.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, I'm a guy? I shouldn't be saying that, but
it's kind of like a death.
Yeah, it was an egoic death, right?
It's like a death.
Yeah, so I go up there, and I am there for two weeks, whatever. I do a silence thing. That was really crazy. But I have this tattoo, and it says Satya. So I was there with, I didn't know, all these very high up.
Where were you?
What's that?
Where were you?
In Honesdale. It's like somewhere up in PA, like five hours or whatever, in the mountains.
Okay.
So I was there with these guru yogis that were all over the world. I had no idea. I stumbled upon a plethora of very seasoned, energetic beings, right? So they end up giving me a name. They watch me for a couple of weeks, and then they tell me they gave me a name, and it's Satya, and it means truth teller.
Okay.
And he said to me, he said, you have no idea who you are. He said, the energy that is inside of you, he said, when you learn to go within, you are magnanimous. He said, right now you are just externally firing off left and right. But when you figure that out, you're unstoppable, girl, because this energy is so pure and so good. So whatever, that's this journey for me. That's the start. Now it was super, super bumpy. And now I feel like the last couple of years, I would say the last 5 years, I've really leaned into it, but I'm still learning along the way. But it was one of those very quick, painful, they were stripping away everything. Financial security. I was a girl that could spend whatever the hell I wanted. Financial was gone. My family was gone. Now I'm sleeping with the fucking light on because now half the time I don't have my kids and I don't know what that's like. The carpet was ripped out. The flooring was ripped out. And here I am trying to navigate this. But I was always being guided. That's a thing that I felt, and I knew it was intuitively. I knew this needed to happen for me. I didn't know what they don't give you a rule book because then that would be cheating, right? But that I knew that I had to lean into whatever these experiences were, how scary they were, how you lose a lot of people in your life, right? Yeah. So that's just the taste of mine. How about you?
Okay. So mine is a little different than yours. Mine was sort of gradual, but I do remember a time, where if I look back, I think that there was a spark there. That's kind of what sparked the whole thing. I was 15 years old and
Oh, you were young.
Well, we were in Florida, living in Florida, and started to experiment with drugs.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
Like what drugs are we talking about?
Marijuana, LSD.
Okay, I'm in.
So it was one of those, kind of. My best friend and I, we were cheerleaders. We were dating a couple of the football players, and it was just kind of a no-no. But
okay.
Then in that area down there, everybody was doing it.
Okay.
You weren't cool and whatever. So we had a couple different experiences with marijuana, which we had so much fun with, and it was just such a new discovery, right?
Okay.
The next thing was this LSD thing, right?
Now you piqued my interest.
Well, and it was on these little papers, and take a half. And
is that what we call acid?
It was a Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Okay.
On a little piece of paper.
Okay.
And so we took a half of that or a quarter of that, and then you would go out in the woods, and nobody was drinking.
Okay, thank God.
You were kind of stoned and doing this like paper acid stuff, and in big groups of people looking around at the ocean and trees, and every once in a while
you sound like you're on a commune or whatever with
I think it seems kind of like that. Yelling at each other every once in a while, going, "Hey, did you see that?"
Right. Okay,
so every like 10 minutes, but it seemed like an eternity. And
because time doesn't exist, so they say. Yeah, which I believe.
Right. So went from that to, just kind of evolving from that, going, yeah, give me more experiences like this. This is great.
Well, it's mind opening.
It is.
But it can be scary if you're not in the right place.
Right.
But right frame of mind.
Right. So there was a night where, we can't get a hold of anything. We have no marijuana, and we don't drink, but we're going to this party, but we want something.
Right. You want some party favors.
So it was my brother. Hey man, I've got some of these sugar cubes.
Is that the one you threw out in front of you in the elevator?
Oh, I don't know.
No. Okay. Keep going.
I forget
Sorry.
about.
Yeah.
So this is my older brother.
Okay.
And he says to my best friend and me, "Hey, well, I have some stuff, and it's a sugar cube with acid on it.
Okay.
And it's really strong. So just be careful."
Oh, you didn't listen.
So we took it, which was the first time we ever took a sugar cube. It wasn't anything like the little Casper, the Friendly Ghost piece of paper. It was a sugar cube. And
you were working with the daddy products and didn't even know. These were like...
we were used to having, these pieces of paper.
Okay.
Now, this was a sugar cube.
Right, and tastes damn good, I bet.
And with the pieces of paper, this happened within 30 minutes. You could feel this thing happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now this was a sugar cube.
Okay.
And we were thinking, man, be careful, right? So we took it, and a couple hours goes by, nothing happened.
Oh, no.
We're pissed off.
You did not pull a Wolf on Wall Street.
Oh, my God.
Did you pull a Wolf on Wall
My
Street?
brother, we thought,
damn it.
Of shit. You sold us this thing.
Bad goods.
Nothing. So then we were on a mission. We have to find some weed, something. And nobody had anything at the time. So we were like, oh, my God, we're going to have to resort to beer. So we knew somebody who could get us like a 6-pack. We went and got a 6-pack. And we were drinking on top of this sugar cube thing.
Yeah.
And we were
I can't imagine how this is going to go.
Okay, so we're looking at each other like, okay, nothing's happening. What the hell?
So let's add more to it.
Why is nothing happening? This sucks.
Right.
Let's just go to the party. Somebody has something. They're all there. So we're greeted at the door with this bong, right?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Wow.
It's like, now, I lived in Florida at the time, Destin, Fort Walton Beach.
Oh, I
so
love
everybody
that
was
area.
surfing.
Yes.
It's nothing like up north.
Right.
It's, surfing.
Yeah.
And
I grew up in the South.
And
yeah.
you're kind of football and you're kind of a nerd. You're the water people, right?
Got it.
So we go to this party and we're greeted at the door with this big bong.
I like it.
So we're just like, give me that.
Oh, wow.
And
and that sugar's just making its way up to the mountaintop.
Hang on now. So all of this in our systems.
Okay.
And now this big bong.
Okay. Yeah. This is going to set you off.
Was maybe laced with something. We don't know what.
Okay.
It was powerful.
Wow.
So, okay, everybody's going along, partying, talking, going outside by the pool. Somebody's parents were out of town at this beautiful home on the beach.
Yeah. Right? Nice.
One of our friends. So we're standing out there, and all of a sudden, I think, I'm going to die.
Oh, it hit you that fast.
There's a fire in my stomach. I have a tunnel vision. I can't see anything around me.
Wow.
I feel like there's a fire in my stomach, and everything around me, I feel like I'm underwater in a vacuum funnel, moving.
Oh, my.
Colors everywhere.
So you remember this so vividly from 15.
It was horrible. It was the worst experience of my. I still.
How long did it last?
Oh, until the next morning.
Okay, so because you were stacking your drugs.
My cousins were in town. We went home. I was telling my friends we have to call an ambulance. No, we're gonna get in trouble. So I had to suffer through this long, horrible, bad trip when I was used to all these fun, cool.
Right.
Look at the ocean. Yay! Look at all those little people.
Yeah, not this.
The floor. No, this was horrible.
So what do you think?
Led Zeppelin's song "All of My Love" came on, and every one of those lyrics was to me. You're gonna die, but you love your family. Just ask for forgiveness. Maybe you'll go to heaven. You're dying tonight. You are
wow.
Dying. So that's where I was.
Do you think you had an egoic death at 15?
Well, I could feel my heart was. Now that I have a long cardiopulmonary history, professionally, I was having palpitations and probably some slight arrhythmia.
Okay.
And I could feel it. It was like a squiggling in my chest.
Wow. So hypersensitive on the drugs.
Yeah. And then, because I had so much in my system, God only knows what was all in there. And then I was saying to my friends and my brother at home, we have to go. I'm going to die. Nobody was listening. No, you're fine. Just having a bad trip. I was looking at them. They had this hot pink, neon green war paint on their.
Wow.
Painted. And
they were like fluorescent tribals.
Breathing. And it was just, I finally fell asleep somehow. I don't know.
Okay.
And I woke up the next morning. How am I alive right now? It was if somebody killed me, but then I still woke up out of this death and I panicked. I shouldn't be here. Why am I alive? I went straight to my mom and I said, you need to take me to the doctor. And I said, look at my chest. And it was pounding. You could see my heart pounding through my shirt.
Oh my God.
And she goes, are you on drugs? have you taken drugs? And I said, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yes, me.
Yep, and a lot of them.
And this one I took. And I'm never going to do it again.
I got the economy size of
everything.
drugs in my system.
So she was very calm. Okay. We went, we talked, everything was done, right? No more. I mean, I didn't touch a thing. I started having panic attacks to the point at school, the tips of my fingers were peeling off like blisters.
Oh my
Because I
God.
was reliving this. It was such a terrible nightmare because I kept thinking I'm dying and then I wouldn't. I'm dying now. Okay, now it's the moment. My
Right.
heart's
So
gonna
that
stop, and then it
fear,
wouldn't.
the fear, yeah.
So every second was like an hour. I kept thinking, just kill me. If I'm gonna die, like just let
Right.
me do
Let
it.
it- let
I
it be
already said my
quick.
prayers.
Yeah. I'm glad you
And I
didn't
woke up.
you didn't have access to anything that would take you out.
It was on and on and on. And you know, when you're on acid, a minute is an hour.
Well,
It's
'cause,
20
yeah.
days. So that was that. Okay, fast forward. It took me a long time to even be able to take a drink of a beer or anything.
Mhm.
Anything. Even if I would love to be able to get stoned again or to, like do some gum, but
Mhm.
just it gives me, if I even have a sliver of it, it just gives me that
Okay.
reliving of, oh, that's kind of how I felt when I started to walk into that house and had that.
Right.
So it just gives me that. So it's
So how did that propel your spiritual
yeah,
journey?
So now, fast forward, I wanted to relive. I knew that there were so many different sacred experiences that many people had with taking entheogens,
Okay.
natural.
So just for the
naturally
novice
occurring-
person, what is an entheogen? Give us examples.
So an entheogen is a naturally occurring substance that is like a psychedelic. We'll say a psychedelic, psychoactive substance that's not created in a lab or messed with in a lab by people.
So like DMT,
Like the
mushrooms.
like the CIA or whatever
Okay.
with LSD. Yeah. So natural DMT, not
Right.
liquid. You find it in.
I have tree bark.
ayahuasca
I
or-
have it.
Yeah.
I have it.
Or psilocybin.
Right.
A lot of Native Americans, they protect their. They have special cactus called peyote.
Right.
Or
Right.
you can even find it in what's called morning glory seeds.
Yes.
LSA is the naturally occurring, not LSD.
Okay.
It's not quite as strong.
Okay.
Not as potent. You know how now they're making like marijuana a little more potent. In the
Yeah. Oh my God. No, these are like your starfish. Like it's so fucking
Yeah.
strong. Okay, so now you've
So-
done this. Now you're dabbling
So
in
now I'm
this
thinking,
world.
You know what? I have to. I'm so afraid of that moment that I had,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to face that
I love it.
and turn it around,
Turn it around to the positive.
reverse it,
Right.
but in a natural way.
I love it.
So I completely cleansed myself. I didn't drink caffeine, anything.
This is all like you're a teenager doing this?
I'm fast forwarding.
Okay.
Because, you said.
Oh, yeah. How many
tell me
years?
So that
like-
was when I was 15, and this was 2015.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Got it.
So not that long.
No,
ago.
10 years ago.
I just knew I have to face that fear because I would have relived panic attacks from that, and I needed to fight that.
Right.
And I knew there was a positive side of it that
Right.
came from the a positive spiritual realm,
Right. The
with
light came from the light.
natural-
Right.
naturally occurring things. So that's why I decided to do morning glory seeds.
Right.
And it was a vision quest for me.
Okay, so can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so that was 2015. I went through the whole process. I studied, I researched. I wanted to know how do you do this in a way that you're not trying to get high. You're trying to extract wisdom from it, and you want to learn about yourself and introspect and change and grow spiritually from that.
Right.
So I did that myself. And it was a long process. It was a long 8 hours
Right.
by myself. I knew, you had to be outside. It was a moment where I thought, if I go inside, I'm going to feel imploded on.
Mm-hmm.
This is an outside experience. Be in the sun, be in nature.
Right.
And I had so many things happened.
Like what? Give us some example. People are like,
Well-
I don't know what this is going to
Okay,
do.
well, let's
Give
go
me.
back, let's go
okay.
back to yours, and then we'll come back to mine because I've been talking a lot.
No, I want to hear. Don't leave us hanging. So morning glory. What did you see? What would you be able to tell people? Just a couple bullet points on that.
So I wanted to make sure when you do these vision quests, you are supposed to be in the right, what's called
Frame of
set
mind.
and setting, mindset and setting around you.
That's huge.
There are there's a push and a movement to try to make this a medical experience for depression and things like that, where they're trying to do it in OR settings, medical settings, and that's not what you're supposed to be doing. It's really, and if it helps, fine.
Right.
But it's all about the sacred. It's sacred.
Right. These are sacred ingredients and sacred, things from nature that help us expand ourselves, essentially.
You are visiting a place that is within you. It resides within you, but it feels very outworldly.
So give us some examples. We're gonna lose people. They want to know what happened.
I will. If you get into Jeff Bezos's fucking, whatever space dildo, whatever they just went into, like outer space.
Space dildo. Can we get a visual of a space dildo,
kind
please?
Of like, okay, I went into the capsule and I did my makeup.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
I know.
outworldly, I guess, but this blasts you into a place that you have what's called releasing your body, unloading your body. You don't feel like it exists there.
Right.
You are something outside of it. It is there to serve you. You're exploring within, but is much larger than what you can see outside of you.
Right.
It is.
It's hard to explain too when you're
massive,
because we don't have anything to compare it to.
It is ineffable. That's why it's an experience.
Right.
We can, give testimony to our own experiences, but that doesn't mean it's really going to tell somebody, okay, now you know what that really is. You have to do it yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's all, every single one of them is subjective. They're all different.
Right. And every time is different too. I mean, just when you're in a different headspace. Okay, so that what are a couple things you saw?
Okay, so
or experienced?
A few hours into this experience, right? I could tell it was happening. You get that little bit of a high, giddy high. You get a little bit nauseated. You're entering into some sort of dimension.
Right. Some different space.
You can still control your physical body.
Okay, that's good.
But if you look at it specifically, your hands, your feet, you kind of think to yourself, if you still have your physical mind,
right?
You think, wow, I'm controlling this remotely.
Yeah.
I'm a remote control for this body, right?
Yeah.
Not really in it anymore, but I'm controlling it from a different space.
Right. And I've seen that. I know what you're talking about.
And it's
exactly.
really wild and really cool. It can be very scary for people who aren't sort of prepared to experience that kind of thing. And even if you are, it's different for everybody.
Right.
But then, a little bit after that, I was listening to different types of music that I thought would bring me to a higher level of this.
Okay.
Right? Psychedelic type music or whatever. I'm not going to sit there and listen to rap, music, because that's a lower vibration.
Right.
More,
that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. It was more that, the other stuff we know can do that. And I'm sitting there outside, the sun's pounding on me. This is my backyard. And out of nowhere is this huge iridescent cobra.
Ooh,
that rises up in front of
her. She came to see you. Mama.
So it was an effervescent flow of colors that was running through. Just close your eyes and picture a cobra. Beautiful one.
I see it.
Every level, how they are, their markings. And if they peel, it's just every one of those markings, different colors all the way through.
Wow.
And
up those scales.
She was bigger than the earth, but still in front of me somehow.
Okay.
Somehow
you knew that intuitively. Yeah.
Like bigger than the universe.
Yeah.
And I was this tiny little thing just looking at her, scared, but also in awe, love at the same time, and just enveloped me. And said nothing in words, but the message in English, because I had to translate it in English. It was a universal thing.
Yeah.
But it came to me as, it's all going to be okay. I love you. And it's all going to be okay.
I love that. So that's amazing.
And then I knew after that, I said, that's Mama.
Yeah.
That's the mother of your soul, not your physical mom. She's assigned here to take care of you.
Right.
This was something so much more than that.
Oh, it was huge. It was
the mother of everyone's soul. It was the Mama.
Yeah.
Mama. And it just enveloped, and I just took a hold and just
so it changed you, though. I mean, because when you have an experience, that's what I've noticed. It changes who you are, because now you have this new piece of information that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about that, right? They're like, oh, you're tripping. I'm like, listen, I don't care what you think, because I had an experience that was so profound that allowed me to say, oh my God, there's so much more to this.
And personal.
Yes. And it was designated for you. I know Mark does these. He's a psychedelic liker as well. And like, we will share stories, but like these trips, they actually help us to, one, release some stuff, right? But also to give us information, what they call downloads, I believe.
It was.
Yeah, downloads. And then it just broadens your understanding or the availability that's accessible to all of us, right?
Well, and now this was before I understood what Kundalini was.
Yeah.
I never even searched into that. I didn't know much about ancient Hindu Sanatana Dharma before it was Hinduism, caste system, influenced by the West. But I never knew about that. And then I started reading books.
And you're like, oh my God, oh my God.
First one was The Kundalini Guide by Bonnie Greenwell. She's passed. I consider her my guru. And I would read her books and think, did she hold on a minute. Did she know that I was thinking this?
Yeah.
I was always used to reading a book, whether it was academic or whatever it was, thinking I'm going to read it and then implement it. Someone's going to teach me something in this book and then I'll implement it.
Right.
This was the first time I ever experienced. I had an experience and I read it in her book. She wrote about my experience, but I have already had it, and she knew. Every one of her books was me reliving what I had already experienced.
Yes.
And I knew I was home. I knew I was home then.
I have to say, what you just said happens to me all the time. And to me, that's when I know, okay, I can't make this up. I didn't read this anywhere, but holy shit. Like,
Truth
I have, it's like they, whatever this higher source energy, God, whatever we want to call it, right?
What do you want to call it?
Yeah, I don't even, it's nameless to me, but whatever it is.
It's different languages, yeah.
Yeah, it's all of that. It's all encompassing. But when I'm able to drop in like what you did, and you're like, wait, there's no way I would have known this. Like, that's the universe of saying, hey, it's real. It's real. And you get this intuitive knowing that it's real, but you have to be open to it. I think that's, to me, 15 years ago, I didn't believe in afterlife. I mean, not afterlife. I didn't believe in past lives, right? I didn't believe we'd come back. I didn't believe or disbelieve.
Satanic person.
Yeah.
I used to be afraid to think that because I was conditioned to fear that. Don't do that. You're going to go to hell if you idolize or do whatever other things are. You're not supposed to do that.
Right. Well, that again, but that's where I was kind of at. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's more to this than what we've been taught, right? So, but you have to be able to, I think, sort of shed a layer to let in more new information that's going to be broader for you specifically, right?
It shows up. She showed up knowing what I needed to.
Right.
Knowing what I needed.
That is so cool.
And then it was like her eyes were very soft. She had kind of a smile, a little gentle smile, but enveloped.
Yeah.
I just stayed there. I just stayed. Just let it.
That is amazing.
And then when it was over, I remember thinking, no, I don't want to go back.
No,
I don't want to go back to. That was more real to me,
right?
Than this,
right?
And then I started seeing things in ancient Hindu like texts, like with Shiva and the big cobra behind it. And then there's multiple. So
you unlocked some sacred knowledge.
So I asked Bonnie, this woman who wrote all these books. She did what's called transpersonal psychology.
Okay,
it's like a metaphysical therapy.
Okay.
People who, she said, I've treated, I've been through a lot of sessions with people who think they're schizophrenic or something.
Yeah.
But really what they're having is an awakening and it's scaring them. They've been through a lot of trauma and people are calling them schizophrenic or something else.
Right.
And it's really like a satori, which is the Japanese version of what you had. It's like a boom, you're awakened.
Yeah.
Some people have the gradual, other people, boom, they don't know why. It just happens out of nowhere. It's spontaneous. That's called satori.
Okay.
So she was talking about that. And she said, Heather, the fact that you were seeing like this serpent, mama serpent, which is, like the friendly version, it's very suggestive to maybe one of your past lives. And she was like leading me into certain things. And I just couldn't believe it. I just would cry when I would read her words. I would cry thinking, she knows what I want.
Right. Well, you've become a part of something. Like, it's not now you're validated. Even like we need some sort of validation occasionally. We do. But like, okay, this is real, because so much of the unseen world, well, it's unseen for a reason. Right. So it's this belief system. It's this knowing that's hard to do in a mainstream world where people are like, if I don't see it, I don't believe it.
But you have an internal eye. You do. You have an internal eye.
Yes.
We have been living in a time where that's been so suppressed.
Intentionally, I believe.
Intentionally, for like even with fluoride in the water.
Right.
Without getting too
spiritual. Yeah.
But it's just been suppressed. There are ways to activate that, just by meditating. Start with just 5-minute meditation.
Right. Or just turning the TV off, or not being so distracted, being with your own thoughts.
Sound.
Yeah.
Sound healing?
Do some of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how about you, Marky? I'm gonna put you on the spot. So you feel like you've had a spiritual awakening?
I feel like I'm kind of in the process of one.
So what started it? Like, when was what was the catalyst for you?
Just the acceptance of being unhappy, honestly.
Okay.
Develop some self-awareness, and knew what I'm doing now isn't what I should be doing. Okay. So just kind of like soul searching, I guess.
So you're seeking answers for your life.
Yeah, meaning and purpose is kind of what I'm after.
Okay.
So what are the questions like you ask yourself, like if you're laying in bed and you're thinking like, these are like if you had to say some questions for other people out there that might be thinking, is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, I'm lost. And they're thinking lost is bad, but lost is actually a place, that allows you to stay open to find the answers.
Yeah.
I mean, so growing up, I always wanted to be wildly rich and successful, but that was more like a mask, because there's more to life than that.
Yeah.
So it's more the balance that I'm searching for.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't fulfill you in the way that I thought when I was younger.
It's a temporary fulfillment, and then it goes away very quickly. Yeah. Oh, God, that's awesome. No, I know that he's been on his own journey. And it's nice to see, a male perspective. It's nice to see a different, because they're not like one size fits all. Mine was fast and furious. Mine hit me at, early 30s. Yours, early on and then later.
And evolved. Yeah.
Yeah. And yours is, a different story. So I think this comes to us if it's meant to come for us, right? We have to seek it.
Periods of darkness.
Oh, heck yeah.
Dark night of the soul.
Yeah. Well, there were times when I was going through mine in 2010. So it was like my strongest gift is telepathy. So, but I never understood that that's what was happening to me. But all of a sudden, this blew off the doors of my third eye. And I'm like, I feel like my mom's bipolar. Now, my mom is American Indian. And my mom grew up, she just knew shit about people and still does. Like, even with her being bipolar, she's
a sense.
Yeah, she's a sentient, being or whatever. But
I know, I have that.
Yeah, so she's this American Indian, and they're just known, we are, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Of having that spiritual connection, right, with the earth, with source, all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, I was scared to death that I was going to end up like my mom. And so I remember going one day, so all these things, I started, when I say hearing things in my head, I mean thoughts, but very, very specific thoughts that would correlate with something really that would happen. I remember one time I said to this lady, I just met her, and she was like, hey, I bet you don't know what's going on in my life. And I just met her. We were playing tennis. It was, some uppity little club. And I looked at her like fucking Rain Man. I go, your husband's a gambler.
Oh, wow.
And she looked at me.
How old were you?
Oh, I was like 33,
Okay.
34.
Okay.
I mean, like, I just blurted it. And she looked at me. She said, how did you know? I go, I don't know. I just did. So those kind of instances have happened to me a
Now,
lot.
when you were a little kid,
Yeah.
when I was a little kid,
Yeah.
I would have some weird
Oh,
shit like that.
Yes. I shut it down. I think when you get older, you just, and it's not useful at that time for some
No,
people.
But now, when you reflect, you think, man, that was starting that. I was telling myself.
Well, you came out of the womb that way.
then that
Yeah.
things were,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
things were different.
Absolutely. You
know.
just don't know what it is because you're not talking to anybody. But so I go, I'm having these crazy things happening to me. It was like somebody dropped off a bus of souls right at my house and they all decided they wanted to come in, right? And chat with me. I said, I'm losing my fucking mind. And now I grew up very religious. My mom took us to every revival. I mean, we were Catholic, we were Baptist, we were non-denominational, we were whatever the hell was on the street. She just hit every single one of them, which now I'm kind of grateful because, you get a taste of everything.
Right.
But she was like a tapas church girl.
But all of this was a prep. For
Yeah,
what
of
you are
course
right
it
now.
was.
Even
But I
if
didn't
we
know
look
that.
back and go,
Yeah.
it still had to be that for you to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was the path that I was going down. So I remember going to a reader, and I'd never done that. My mom told me they were horrible, like that's the devil, blah blah blah. But I thought I'm losing my mind. I need to know. I mean, this is a desperate cry for me.
Yeah.
So I went out. Now I'm so flat face, like pan face. Is that what I call that? Like, I'm not giving this lady anything. I'm like, I want to know what you know, and I'm not going to feed you one fucking answer.
I need to know if you're legit.
Yeah. And if what's happened to me, if I need to check myself in, after I leave here to a padded room with my mother, right?
Yeah.
So she starts flipping cards. And she's like, oh, honey, you have so many souls around you. They love your energy. And I'm like, whatever.
You could say that.
Like, yeah, oh, wow, she's generic. This is going to be a waste of money. So then she starts flipping more and she's like, oh, honey, you are so empathic. She's like, look at all the souls around you. And I'm still like, get me out of here. And then she says to me, I will never fucking forget this. She said, oh, that little boy who talked to you in your head when you were 9, he didn't mean to scare you. And I went, what the fuck?
Oh, my.
And I went back to being 9 and I played with this Ouija board with my friend, and you weren't supposed, I was not supposed to play with it, but I did.
Yeah,
I didn't know what it was.
I don't even go.
No,
near that
dude,
shit.
the fucking thing started moving around.
It's real.
Like, it is real. So there was a little boy's voice in my head
right, yeah.
back then, and I got scared to death. And there's a whole story behind that. But this lady just validated a situation that there's no way she could have made that up, right? So now she's got my fucking attention. Now and she looked at me and she said, oh, honey, you're not crazy. You think you're crazy. She's like, you're so gifted. And
see, this is what Bonnie treated people like this who thought they were crazy. It's called transpersonal. Those people, you needed something.
I needed a Bonnie, but I got this card lady.
But it was fine. It was fine. At least somebody told you that and you understood.
Yeah, but then she had my attention. I remember crying because I thought, okay, this is real.
Yeah.
And this lady knows something about me that I don't know about myself, but she was able to validate with such a specific story. And then
what a relief.
Oh, you can't imagine.
What a relief.
Because I thought I was losing my mind.
Yes.
What I was doing was tapping into both worlds. Here I'm trying to put one
then
foot.
You're hovering. That's what you feel like. Where do I belong?
Yeah, I didn't know where I was going. I thought I was going to the nut house.
I think there's a sweet spot, and I don't know if you've mastered it. I certainly haven't, because I keep going in and out of this.
But I think it's not. I don't even know if there's necessarily a sweet spot. I think it might be different times in your life. So when I'm raising 3 kids, is not the time for me to be having, like early on, right? Like, I feel like there's certain phases in our life where, okay, yes, you can take a little more because you're not the, whatever's in your life is good, but I had to stop it.
Yeah, like you have these moments when I was really heightened into that after I saw,
right,
this thing called Mama, whatever. You after that, you start going, okay, so now I'm driving a car and going to work.
Yeah, what is all this
And
about?
I have to go, and now I'm talking about someone's eyebrows.
Yeah.
And you're going, wait a minute, I have to figure out how to have that, but then also this, and there's something in between.
Right. So
Like,
you're
maybe
making
help it?
sense of the matrix because that's what it is.
Uh-huh.
So you're like, I'm living in this matrix, but also there's this. I understand now that a lot of this is meaningless, right?
Right,
But
and
but
this
it's
is-
part of the process in playing the game of life. So I need it. It's equally as important as me knowing now these nuggets of wisdom that, oh my God, we are here for a reason, and who am I? And so it's the seeking process.
And then you start trying to relate it to something that's sort of, as above, so below. So I'll think, well, okay, well, mama's like, she's the parent. And then, that would be much like me. It's like a school. Okay, it's like a school.
Yeah, we're in a big classroom.
You can't take calculus in kindergarten.
Right. Well, maybe
you're not
Doogie
ready.
Howser, if you're Doogie Howser.
If you're Doogie. If
Yeah.
you're like born into some of them are born into these Buddhist communities, and they'll be little children going, I remember my past life as a da-da-da, and they mean it.
Yeah, they
and they
do.
tell you things, and they can prove it.
Right.
But for most of us in the Western world, when we have this happen, it's confusing.
It is very
It's hard to
it's
navigate.
isolating. It's very
It's
isolating.
very lonely, and you're looking for fellowship.
You are, and I couldn't find
Anybody,
any.
one person.
No, I couldn't find anybody.
I couldn't either.
No, and so that's kind of why I started one of the stores that I was a owner in, because I was like, this was one of the scariest things that ever happened to me, this process. And I had to drive 6 hours away to find any sort of community to help me understand what was happening to me, because you're saying, you're really like busting the delusion of what your life has been. Like, yes, we need to work. We need to have a house. We need to, eat. We need to do these things.
It's a death. It's a death. I remember actually crying the one day, thinking like,
You just cried the
died.
one day.
I was like, no, I mean, no. I cried a lot, but specifically this one day, thinking like, okay, I'm dead now. That person that
Right.
I was is dead, and how sad, because I didn't really even get to say goodbye. It was just this weird
Oh, wow.
saying goodbye process to this person.
You were
who-
grieving your old self.
Yes, didn't really even know any of this really was a thing, and believed in this false, okay, there's a guy in the sky with a beard, and you're gonna go up there, and I always mention this one thing to people. I will say, here's when I also knew things were different. I was always into, I love physics, like particle physics, quantum physics. I love
Ooh, you're
anything that has to do
hot.
with any of that. No, I mean, it's
I love
intriguing.
quantum physics. I don't know any other kind of physics, and they don't want me in that club.
Just so intriguing, all of it.
Okay.
And I remember watching a show. It was like a special on Netflix or something called Particle Physics.
Okay.
And there were different perspectives. Teams that were into supersymmetry and other teams that were into chaos theory.
Okay.
And they were going to disprove. They were going to disprove each other with
Okay.
this Higgs boson particle thing. They were going to do. But in the meantime, there were different ones that they were interviewing.
Okay.
And one of them was like Greek physicist, and he said, I got into this because I remember when I was a little kid, my mom was a really strong Catholic. She would put us to bed and say, and remember, say your prayers, because when you die, we're all going to be together forever and ever and ever and ever and ever in eternity, with just bliss, bliss, bliss forever and ever. And it's never going to end. And he said, and it scared the shit out of me.
Oh, wow.
Everyone else was comforted by that.
Right, but not him.
And I thought, I don't want the forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And I remember thinking, I never could tell anybody that. I was
Right.
the same.
You were the
I
same.
never liked forever and ever.
Well, I don't think
and ever
I don't
and
even know. Yeah, if
I
those
hated it.
they exist. I don't know. You
and
know.
so I just that was one of the things that I thought. There's something outside of that. You
Right.
don't just
It didn't.
dying
It
to go,
didn't. It didn't land on. It didn't land well for you.
no. So that was another part that
You were
Branched
exploring. Yeah. Yeah.
from that. So
Yeah, that's how I felt about past lives. I said I never didn't disbelieve or believe. I just didn't have a reason to really go down that route. And then somebody tried to, what I call spiritual leapfrogging is when somebody wants to, like, for instance, there's a guy, he used to be an artist, and I gave him some space to do some artwork several years ago, and he was very much into these psychedelics and very spiritual. But I warned him, and I said, honey, let me tell you something. You're trying to spiritually leapfrog. Don't try it, because you're going to end up what happens is that you can get psychotic, and he did. And he came because he tried to spiritually leapfrog. You've got to learn the lessons. There have to be layers to this process. Even though mine started off rough, there were layers that have to be pulled back. You can't just rip the whole fucking thing open.
Hold on. I have to piggyback off of that.
Okay.
I've got a really good one.
Okay.
So there's a temple that I go to occasionally when I would love to be able to go much more often, but it's in Swickley.
Okay.
Zen Temple. Of Pittsburgh. It's wonderful. I love the people. It's great. You go on a Tuesday evening, you learn the process. It's Zen Buddhism.
Okay.
And then, you can go on a Sunday and do the whole Zazen sitting. But on Tuesday evenings, they welcome these new people who are seeking and want to maybe go for the sitting. And I remember I was there on a Tuesday with a friend. I'd already been there and attending, but I was there with a friend to understand this Tuesday process. This guy came in, right? Eyes were as big as like bug eyes.
Okay.
Staring at everybody, like holding on to his chair, just waiting to say what he wanted
Whatever
to say.
he had, I was about to bust out of his eyes.
Everybody's sitting there. And then there's Kotoku, okay, he's like a little child, and he giggles like a little child, full of wisdom beyond, right?
Oh,
I could tell
he's
him
Yoda.
He's Yoda, and I could tell him all these things I went through, and he'd be like, oh, that's wonderful. But his Dharma talks he's so full of wisdom.
Okay. So I want to hear bug-eyed.
The bug-eyed sitting there, just holding
gripping,
on, ready. And he's like, I need to talk about, I went and had this experience with like frog stuff. Frog, whatever it is.
Cambo.
And has anyone had that? And oh my God, and let me tell you what happened. And I need to share my experience. And I thought, this motherfucker is in trouble, man.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for this bastard.
Right.
He is leapfrogging. He's not even leapfrogging. He's SpaceXing, man.
Yes,
he's going from Earth to fucking Jupiter, and he needs to chill the hell out.
Yeah.
And just go from Starbucks to Giant Eagle, man.
Right. Well, he needs to go to bed. He needs to go to bed.
But
somebody needs to put close his eyes. Those
he's like
big eyes.
Come on, man. Come with me, man.
Are we sure he wasn't tweaking?
He might have been. He might have still been on that frog.
Yeah.
Shit. But I thought, God, this is sad. I wanted to take him and be like, oh, you don't belong here right now.
Right.
Let me just call me for the next. And then I'll send you to Steph and maybe someone.
We're gonna do some prep work. You busted the veil, and now you don't know what the hell to do.
You were in kindergarten, and then you tried to go with the aliens to the fucking pyramid.
I think he did. I think
he through the time machine of Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Wow,
too far.
Yeah, he did. So there is that spiritual leapfrogging, but he did something else. He did a spiritual rocket ship.
You said that, I thought, oh shit.
Yeah. Somebody get him out. Get him out.
Take him. Oh, man.
We got a clinger. Get him out.
Padded room.
Okay. So let's just kind of go back to a spiritual awakening. Now, what that is it's different for everyone, right? But essentially, you are dissolving a belief system that's very earthly, that you've known your entire life. So basically, it's like you're taking things like hell. We'll just go with that one. I was scared to death of hell. I was taught this is a place. This is a fiery fucking place.
Burning.
And when I was younger, I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. Why would a God that supposedly loves people, right? And why? And this is just me as a child, right? So I was able to, through my spiritual awakening, kind of make sense of that for myself. So it's making sense of a lot of these things that we have been taught, but we're actually we're being little detectives and saying, I don't buy this. Who told me this? Why am I believing this?
But so is there a reinterpretation possibility too?
What do you mean?
Like hell on earth.
Absolutely. I feel like we put our own selves in hell. Nobody needs to do that.
It exists, but not in the way you were taught. It's not physical. It is, but it's a whole different paradigm.
Correct.
It's a paradigm shift.
Correct. Yes. So that's what I feel like a spiritual awakening is one, you're just you're unearthing, first of all, a lot of shit that you don't even know you're thinking, what's running you, right? And then you're given the ability through whether it's meditation, chanting, yoga, nature walks, just being alone, like, because a lot of alone time is done, right?
So
you can't do this in party mode.
No, I told you.
Well, you might be able to. I haven't seen a party mode spiritual awakening yet, but maybe.
I told you, when I had that itch and I drove to Yellowstone by myself,
right,
across country in my truck, I don't think I could do that now. When I did it, it was a necessary thing.
Well, your soul's guiding you.
It was piggybacked on all these other things I was telling you. I was never alone 1 minute. I wasn't alone not 1 minute.
Right. No, it's amazing.
More like taken care of.
Right. You felt the presence of love.
It was incredible. I don't know if I could even duplicate that.
No. Well, you probably don't need to, because it already happened, and now there's going to be a different experience that's coming.
That one time.
Yeah.
Other people, I need to live in a castle, Mar-a-Lago. I'm not. Listen, I love all of those people, but it's like, I don't know. I mean,
everybody's journey is different. Yeah, but I definitely feel that the more aware I am of, and the ability to sort of navigate both worlds, it gives me a healthier, more wholesome, that's it, wholesome experience here. I don't need things to make me feel good. I love nice things. Don't get me wrong. I do. I love nice things, but they do not define me. And when I fall down and maybe, have a catastrophic thing in my life happen, I'm able to pick myself back up, because that's not my identity. I'm not identified by, my body, I even cut my hair one time. Like this is what I do. When I want to go through life changes and I want to level up for my own self, I'm like, okay, vanity. Humble. Yeah. But so I had really long hair, and everybody used to give me nice compliments. They're like, oh, love your hair. It's so pretty. Oh, you're so, all these things, which is super nice to hear. But then there's something inside of me as I'm doing this work is like,
what about when it's not? What about when it's not?
But is this all I am? Right. Is this all you're going to remember me for? Is this shell?
Right.
And so
that's why I think we see a lot of these Hollywood celebrities that just keep on and on with their looks, because that's what they're known for.
Right. Well, that's all they worked on, right? That's all their validation was, and it's so empty.
Sad, because they probably think, well, is this all I'm worth? This is what I do for a living. I mean, I do all this.
Yeah. Keep your clients coming back.
But listen, again, in all things, not too much. In all things, not
right. Balance. You want balance for sure.
Middle path. This is why I love the whole philosophy of Buddha. I mean, he went both ends of it, man.
Yeah, he did.
He went both. He delved and submerged himself in both sides,
and then he pulled himself back out. Yeah,
and complete, destitution. Just living in the woods, skinny, had nothing.
Right, meditating for weeks.
Yeah, an ascetic.
Yeah.
And then just realized, well, why? So I abandoned my family.
Right.
What the hell? What kind of shit is that?
Right. But he had to do it to get to where he was, so he could go back. So I think that, the paths that most people take when they're on a spiritual journey, okay, it's not a path. Okay. It is a bouncing around. It is, you can't hold on loosely, but don't let go. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. You could sing that.
You're going to get there. I'm going to get there. Your road in this life might be a little bit shorter or longer than mine. I don't know how many times your essence has been here,
right?
And absorbed learning experiences,
right? But see, even for you to say that, I don't think 15 years ago I would have understood what you're saying. So basically, it's an evolution. This spiritual journey is not, and I'm do not like cliche, so I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to try to come up with a different one in the next 2 seconds. But this is a journey for you. Okay, there's no race. You're not in a race with anyone else. And I think when I realized, okay, how do I want to show up when I die? I believe we have this life review. That's my belief system. Now, other people can have whatever they believe, but this is what runs me, is when I die, am I going to be happy with myself and my decisions? Because there are human, earthly decisions that are absolutely people thumbs up, say, go for it, do it. And innately, my soul's like, fuck no, that's a sellout. That's works here on the earth.
Yes.
But when I go to God, the universe, source, myself, and I say to myself, well, you knew better. You knew better. So there's that ethical, is it ethical?
It's all
moral, ethical,
virtuous.
and virtuous.
But let me plug in there too. Here's another thing. The more you evolve spiritually with these kinds of things, and you're seeking, because then you start to seek more.
Right.
The more responsible you become with your karma and everything.
Absolutely. Because you own it. You know you're doing it.
But if you're nescient or ignorant and you don't really know any better, willful ignorance is different.
Yeah.
But like nescience, you just don't know. You're not really responsible.
But there's that awareness that when you know better, you do better.
Then you have more of a weight on you if you commit something against this karmic.
Yeah, against what you know
deal.
To be what you should be doing or not partaking
Like,
in.
For instance, we know some of these people out there, these billionaire types or whatever. Maybe they don't know. And they think I have to do this or that to continue to do this. Maybe they really don't.
Or maybe it's their journey too.
Maybe it's their journey.
I think
spiritually young. Maybe they're like new.
Or maybe they want a hiatus on this life. So I used to kind of look at it like that. Now I think I've changed or opened up my perspective or idea of what. I think that we all come here for different reasons. I don't think I know why other people are here. I do think we travel in soul groups because I've met some of those people and I'm like, you're one of those people. You're one of those people. Like when you meet people and you're like, oh, I'm so comfortable with this person. I just know them. I don't know how I feel that I do believe that we do travel in that, but there's a lot of people that are highly evolved souls, I believe, that are here and they just want to be blanketed because they need that experience. It's all about the experience. I've heard we've all been murdered. We've all been, and when somebody said that to me several years ago, I was like, I don't buy that shit.
Listen, it's real. I'll tell you how I know. Because if I even say something for a minute, like, man, she drinks too much, then I know, and it's like not even long after that, within the next like 6 months, I'm drinking too much.
Yeah.
And I go, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, I did that. I was judgmental.
Okay, I needed to learn that lesson. Scratch that off.
Right.
Or, she this or he that, and then now I have to learn that.
Right.
It's kind of, you don't know how old they're, whatever you want.
Yeah, no, well, you don't know their evolution, right? And even an old soul could be here acting like an asshole because he wants to try that. He wants to try that experience to be an asshole. He might have been a sage in 50 lives, and he's like, I'm going to come here and be a dick. Because because it's all, I believe, about being well-rounded.
Like a Hitler type. Like, I thought all these Jewish, whatever, moguls, media, whatever, were horrible, and I killed them. Now he has to come back and live that life to understand. I think you really do have to be in every single role. It's
every scenario, like, absolutely. So, all right. So let's just close this off with, all right. So anybody that is possibly going through a spiritual awakening, you feel crazy. All right. You're not crazy. Well, I don't know. I can't say for sure if you are or not.
All sorts of things.
Yeah.
All sorts.
But yes, you are not alone. And it's not meant to be shared with, you want to have people in your life that I feel, a group is great to have. But a lot of times this stuff is done on your own in the quietness of your place. And usually, I wouldn't say usually, many times it's wildly uncomfortable, but that's how you grow. Look at anything you've ever had to learn to do. You had to keep doing it. You had to stick to it to get to that point.
It's comfortable to walk into a church or an establishment where everyone else thinks your way. But if you're on your own with this kind of stuff, it's you're on your own kind of, and you have to find fellowship.
Right. And there are not much of them because you're right. We're not in a box.
One in the same place.
No.
Not exactly the same. But you can find people who will understand what you're saying.
Right. But
And
you
you
got to
can
seek
talk
that.
to.
Yeah. Because they,
But it's lonely.
it is very
You're not
lonely.
crazy.
I know. So that sounds like we're setting it up. But for me, the feeling and the understanding of life and my own personal reason for being here, I wouldn't trade anything for these experiences.
either.
I absolutely own my life.
I wouldn't either.
No.
There's no amount of money you could give me to say, Heather, I'm going to replace that day that you met with that
Right.
being
Right.
that gave you all that wisdom. There's no amount. You can't give me the whole earth. You can't make me Elon Musk.
Right.
There's nothing.
Right, because that
Nothing.
I feel very, very fortunate to have learned so much and to feel so truly confident in who I am. I've got insecurities, but I know why I'm here. And I feel like so many people have no idea why they're here because they don't take those leaps of faith, those internal hits that basically tell us, hey, there's another way, because the soul will guide you, but it's gentle.
And
it's a gentle
the
thing.
universe rewards courage. All the time.
Absolutely.
You're rewarded. My friend says, jump and then that will appear.
Okay, sometimes it doesn't though, and then you just get
does,
skinned a little bit.
It does though.
Yeah.
There's some form of it.
Yes, but you have to be okay with knowing that, because the situation you're in
It
is
may not be the exact net that you want.
right, but it's gonna
what
be
is
be change, and change is, as long as you're moving forward and trying to, I think.
If you hold on to, we know a lot of people, they just hold on to, I don't like change. I don't like change. I'm content.
Right, you're in
And they're
a
hamster
loveless
wheel.
marriage,
That
but you're
hamster
staying
wheel.
for money. You know how many women I know, and I'm not going to
Loveless
call anybody
marriage.
out, but
Hamster wheel.
oh yeah, there's a lot of women that will stay in marriages because, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm like, well, you're miserable as fuck. Doesn't the unknown sound a slight bit more like you got better odds over there?
No, you. What do you mean you're miserable? There's no you. There's no identity anymore. It's just I'm here and I'm kind of half living and
Right.
making
You're just
dinner
existing. Yeah, you're existing.
You're not living. You're
right.
not.
And you have a
Who
couple.
are you? Who are you?
That's a great question. So we will dive into that at another on another episode. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.